In the headlines, INEC announced result of just concluded FCT council elections. Death toll from Lagos three-story building collapse rise to 4. Fuel scarcity bites harder in Katsina State. And on the foreign scene, armed men kidnap 5 UN staff in southern Yemen. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Now the news in details. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), John Kabaya, as the chairman-elect of Buhari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). According to the INEC returning officer Amochi Madu, who announced the result on Sunday morning, Kabaya is re-elected for a second two-year term after defeating his closest rival, Audi Shokolo, of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). Meanwhile, the candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) in Gwagwalada Area Council, Abubakar Jibrin Giri, has been declared winner of the Saturday chairmanship election in the area. The INEC returning officer for the election in the area, Ilyasu Umar, announced this at the INEC office on Sunday. Similarly, INEC has declared the incumbent chairman of Kuje Area Council, Abdullahi Sabo, of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) winner of the February 12, 2022 council chairmanship election in the area. And the Saturday elections were held across the wards and constituencies spread across Buhari, Abaji, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Kwali and Abuja Municipal Council (AMAC) area councils of the FCT, while a total of 473 candidates sponsored by 14 political parties took part in the elections. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says 4 bodies have so far been pulled out from the rumble after a building on the construction collapse on Saturday in Yaba, Lagos. According to NEMA, at least 5 workers were still trapped under the rumble of the latest incident, while 2 people have been rescued. Noting that the recovered body found by rescue officials at around 1 a.m. increased the death toll to 4, while 3 bodies were pulled out on Saturday. This is the second such incident in Lagos in 3 months, with another one in November 2021, leading to the death of at least 40 people. Meanwhile, the Lagos state government says it has arrested the developer of the 3-story building on the construction that collapsed at number 16 Akombi Crescent, Onike area, Lagos on Saturday afternoon, with preliminary findings indicating that the site had been sealed off twice by the Lagos State Building Control Agency in 2021 for the non-compliance with building regulations after being abandoned. Goods and property worth millions of naira have been destroyed in a midnight fire incident at Atakumosa Central Market, Ilesha, Osun State. Reports say the fire outbreak started at the post office section of the market on Sunday morning. According to reports, personnel of the Federal and Osun State Fire Services made effort to prevent the fire from spreading to other parts of the market, while a combined team of men and officers from the ISO A and Ijamo B divisions of the Nigerian police were on ground to prevent looting during efforts to salvage goods and prevent the fire from spreading to other shops located in the market. Shop owners and sympathizers who thronged the market also made effort to salvage some of their goods, while the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. However, most affected items were clothes in boutiques, food items and provision shops are located in the market. It will be recalled that the Osun State government had commissioned the new market after similar fire outbreak destroyed the old one some years back. The Federal Road Safety Corps in Gombe State has warned the motorists against violation of rules on road regulations, noting that most accidents recorded in the state are linked to a lot of incident that has to do with fire. And the report says that speeding is responsible for most of the accidents that occurred on the road, and it was stated in 2021. And Ibrahim Ismail reports about the incident.
FRSC in Gombe State said during the Ember month in 2021, it recorded 24 crashes involving 157 persons, 84 injured and 10 died. The FRSC said most of the crashes were as a result of overspeeding. We speak to some motorists on what they are doing to ensure safety on the roads. If one follows the rules, he has no problem with enforcement agency or fear of accident, like following one lane, illegal overtaking, and so on. We are trying our best. By following the rules, no one will arrest anybody, and vice versa.
To da ikon Allah ba ruwan shi da su rasanti ko wani abin da ba wanda zai kama shi. To amma idan mutum ya kare doka kuma dole za a kama shi, za a hukunta shi.
Babban abin da nake yi idan ina tuki misali na farko dai nakan daura seat belt. Kafin in ci gaba da sauran abubuwa.
I first wear my seat belt. I used to be very vigilant, observing all angles. I avoid overspeeding, especially when in town.
We follow the rules. Everybody knows the rules. You don't answer your calls when you're driving. It's one of those things. You have your number. You make sure your papers are clear. Right. I think that's the only thing. That's when you follow the rules of the country. You ensure safety. And you don't drive speed.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, Gombe State Command, said it is going to be very vigilant to ensure safety in 2022.
In view of the high movement of people on the road, there could be lack of patience and it could lead to crashes. So we are going to deploy traffic controls on critical points in the state. Now, another measure the state, the road safety in the state is taking is proactive preventive patrol enforcement. Our men are going to embark on proactive enforcement whereby those that are qualified to be on the road only will be encouraged to be on the road. You don't have papers, you're not qualified to drive, and you are driving, we will arrest you, we will impound you, we will book you to discourage you from using the road because you constitute a risk to other road users.
Accidents on roads are unavoidable, but it can be brought to the barest minimum if rules are strictly adhered to. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Fuel scarcity is biting harder in Katsina State as motorists spend over 12 hours on queues to purchase the commodity. The situation gets worse on Friday as hundreds of motorists were seen on long queues at filling stations in Katsina City. Abdullahi Amadi monitors the situation and now reports.
The very few filling stations that opened for business witnessed influx of vehicles waiting to buy fuel in major parts of Katsina City and its environs. The fuel scarcity has forced many motorists to park their vehicles and resort to trekking or using bicycles to and from their destinations. Most of the streets in Katsina, which hitherto experienced traffic congestion, look deserted as a result of the fuel scarcity. Most of the filling stations that opened for business belongs to major marketers, while those belonging to the independent petroleum marketers remain under lock and key. The scarcity, according to these motorists, has further devastated the fragile economic status of the people of Katsina State, who are mostly low-income earners.
There is no any kind of the problem inside the, just like NNPC, Damarna, and the others like Erano and the others. We did not have any kind of the problem. You are just looking problem from the chairman of the petroleum inside in Katsina.
At least we spend about 3 hours here. It's better to put the whole people those that are here inside And then if they start to cover the gate, to cover it after the fueling the people, then to open the gate, people out and others enter inside. But they did not do, just they selected some people.
Some of the motorists alleged that the independent petroleum marketers in Katsina State deliberately closed their filling stations to create artificial scarcity for their selfish interests. Similarly, the motorists also alleged that the Katsina State Office of the Department of Petroleum Resources is not doing enough to check the excesses of the marketers to cushion the hardship being faced by the people. At some filling stations here in Katsina, the management were forced to suspend dispensing the commodity for the fear of accident, as consumers were not ready to cooperate with the stipulated guidelines.
Actually, we've been serving our customers since morning. Later, they refused to comply with the directive being given to them here, and so they happened to block both the in and out. They happened to block everywhere. That was why I stopped serving them, because if we continue serving them like that, we don't pray for bad thing. If anything happen, how will we escape from here, since they block everywhere? So if they comply and make way out, in and out, they make it accurate like it's supposed to be. Yes, fine and good. I'm ready to kick off with them and keep serving them.
When Trust Television contacted the DPR and the IPMAN officials in Katsina, they confirmed the scarcity and assured that they are doing everything possible to address the problem. The first scarcity is coming at a time when authorities concerned keep on reassuring Nigerians that there is enough fuel to cater for the demand of consumers. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
A pool mechanic village in a market in the FCT where car parts or accessories of all brands are sold. It is more likely a community that spans about 1.5 kilometers along Apokabusa Road. However, traders call on government to move them to a permanent site as there are inconveniences that accompany the vicinity they temporarily occupy. Dashin Hussaina Usman has more.
Aside sale of car parts, traders and artisans engage in a range of other activities like mechanical and electrical repair walks, vulcanizing, battery charging, car furniture making, spray painting, and other commercial activities. The market has made a name for itself as a mechanic's delight, but despite the volume of commercial transactions that take place there on a daily basis, traders complain they are worried that despite the massive land the market occupies, it is only a temporary site.
We started from Gariki village, opposite police station. Then 1992, November 15th, then I moved us down to Apo, this Nepal side, and that place was bush. It was the time they are building assembly quarters, national assembly quarters. Yes, we now moved to Nepal Junction through that road. Then after some time, they started telling us that they want to come and obtain form from FCDA that want to give us permanent site here. They went and bought the form. After that, they asked us to go and develop the place. Then we developed. But you know, the plot was not much to contain many people. Then after that, they said everybody should move down there, and most of us don't have the plot, and some that have sold, but they don't have enough money to develop the place. Then after that, they now move us down to this place we are here. Now when we came here, it was bush also. We developed hire laborer to clear this place, and we now put our containers here, started doing our business. But at least we have stayed up to 8, 9, 10 years. During Jonathan time, they promised us a plot of land at site at Wasa, which through our chairman, they gave them documents but documents is not complete. Up to now, they are still going to FCDA. You understand? To get the original, the complete documents of it, so that we can now move to that place. But they have not. We know that this place is temporary; it's not permanent. So we're asking them to give us the permanent site. If they can able to fulfill the promises they made to that paper aspect, we move there.
We just established this place because we have no place to stay, and for a long time now, we have asked the government to give us a permanent place. Government have made promises, but we are still waiting. This is a road corridor. You can see how dusty the whole place is. It's not too conducive for us to do our business. And that reminds me that every country you go to, you have a mechanic village. This is a mechanic village where people come to repair their car, including government officials. If you go into the market now, you see some government vehicles too in this place. So we work together. And we are pleading for government to give us a permanent place that will help us out. I remember sometime last week, we were called for a meeting, which I attended to. They were questioning us that they need to come to check what we are doing. This is an open space. You cannot check us like this. There is no gate in this market, and the place is too open. So, and there are bad people too here. So there are people who may not serve well too, but if we have a permanent place, government can check us very well.
The traders want government to live up to its promise of giving them a permanent site as the area is speedily developing. This spare parts market attracts all kinds of people as various ethnic groups are represented. Darshan Hussaina Usman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break. Profile of phone snatching syndicate. To stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Trust TV News Updates. Let's take a look at our top stories again. We told you that Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has declared the candidate of People's Democratic Party (PDP), John Gabaya, as the chairman-elect of Bari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). And the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) says 4 bodies have so far been pulled out from the rumble after building under construction collapsed on Saturday in Yaba, Lagos. And moving on to more news, Nigeria's Center for Disease Control (NCDC) says 8 people tested positive for coronavirus on Saturday, which is the country's lowest single-day count since January 22, 2022, when 29 cases were reported. The latest COVID-19 infections published in the agency's update for Saturday, February 12, 2022, confirmed that 1 person died of COVID-19 complications, bringing the death toll to 3,141, while 6 patients were discharged on Saturday after recovering from the infection, raising the country's total recovery figure to 230,323. A total of 253,978 coronavirus infections have now been confirmed across the country. Police in Katsina State have neutralized the 5 terrorists, rescued kidnapped victim, recovered AK-47 rifle and over 300 rustled animals. But Police Public Relations Officer, Superintendent of Police Gambo said this while parading the suspect in Katsina. Abdullahi Amadi has more.
The terrorists riding on motorbikes were arrested when they attacked Kuru village of Musa local government area and rustled hundreds of domestic animals. The police traced the bandit exit route and engaged them in gun duel, successfully neutralized 5 and recovered one AK-47 in the process. In the same vein, the police rescued one Alhaji Sule of Dangwari village of Matazu local government area in Katsina State and Hart from the gang of terrorists. In another concerted effort to end the incessant killings, abductions and rustling of animals from innocent people of Katsina State, the police have also arrested Abdurazak Salisu and Yahya Lawal alias Kiskis, who specialized in terrorizing communities in Faskari local government. The arrested suspects, who were in the police wanted list, are being investigated in connection with the case of armed robbery and abduction of 3 children from the family of one Bala Hussein Faskari. The 2 arrested suspects, who confessed to have committed the offense in collaboration with 7 now at large, are said to have belonged to the gang of a notorious terrorist, Dankaremi alias Gwaskwa, terrorizing Katsina, Zamfara and Sokoto communities.
Suspects have been on the wanted list of the police. They are wanted in connection with the attack of 5th August 2021 in the house of one Bala Husseini, male age 50 years of Faskari local government area, in which after committing robbery, the hoodlums kidnapped his 3 children until the sum of 1,900,000 naira ransom was paid before they were released. As God will have it, we have arrested them. They are here in our custody.
The Katsina State Police Command is also investigating the kidnap of a 4-year-old Halimatu Sanusi of Malumfashi town by 18-year-old Abubakar Abdulbasir, Marabar Kankara village, and demanded a ransom of 70,000 naira from her parents or risk losing her life. Though the little Halimatu was rescued unhurt and reunited with her family, the suspect will be charged to court upon the completion of investigation. Other arrests include that of one Rabilu Abdulwahab of Kandawa village, but at the local government area of Katsina State, and mentioned 5 other suspects now at large as members of his syndicate, who admitted as being responsible for cattle rustling and other crimes in Bazari local government area and its surrounding villages. The command, according to the police public relations officer Gambo Isa, succeeded in busting a syndicate of car thieves operating in Katsina, Kano, Kaduna and Yobe states. You specialize in car theft, especially in Kaduna, Kano, Katsina and Yobe states, and you are now an ex-convict. But you did not repent. You are still here. What will you say about it? No, this car was stolen from Yobe with the intention of selling it here in Katsina to start a business. That was my intention. But Nemesis caught up with me. You are being investigated for armed robbery and banditry. What do you know about it? Yes, we are not in any way connected to the offense. It is just a mere allegation. Okay, now, why did you collect money from the other suspects now at large? No, we are only engaged as errands to buy food for them. No more, no less. The Katsina State Police Command assured to charge the suspects to court for prosecution and promised to remain proactive in curtailing the activities of terrorists and other criminal elements. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And still on insecurity, we move to Kano State, where many Kano residents fall victims of mobile phone snatching phenomenon in the ancient city. And this feature, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin speaks to victims and perpetrators of phone snatching and what strategies security agencies employ to end the menace. The report.
Phone snatching is no longer news in Kano, where the perpetrators are having their day robbing people of their mobile phones. It started in isolated places as a kind of pickpocketing, which has now grown into a full-blown violent robbery perpetrated by criminal gangs across many parts of the states.
Ba za mu iya cewa ga cikakken dalili ba na yin hakan, domin kusan za ka ga wasu yaran da za ka kama su ba wai talauci ko jahilci ne ike sa su ba, sai ka rasa dalili. Domin za ka ga wani da iliminsa kuma dan mawadaci ne, za ka ga ya sa kansa a cikin wannan yanayi. Kaga ba za ka ce talauci ne ko jahilci ko wani abu, illa kawai ya danganta ga abokai da suke da su marasa tunani, masu kuma shaye-shaye.
Mai lafiya ce ya kai ne gwammaja. Dattijan da ya shiga daga baya ya kai wajen shekara 65 ko 70. Dattijan ne sosai da shaƙe mun wayana. Muka kama kici da shi kuma ɗayan sai zare wani makami haka. To ne a lokacin wancan rani na ƙoƙarin riƙe hannunsa da haka sai na turo tsohon da cijan waje. Muna cikin gudu fa na turo shi, ina turo shi, ni ma sai na cillo kaina kawai. Na faɗo. To faɗo da na yi ni kuma a lokacin mun zo daidai akan inda za a sauka ne da haka, sannan kuma sai na yi hanya inda zan sauka haka.
An daɗe a ƙasashen da suka ci gaba, an daɗe ana irin wannan abubuwa da suka shafi kwace, wanda mu ma a nan ɗin da can ana kwacen abubuwa kamar kwacen jaka, kwacen sarƙa da sauransu. Saboda haka abin da yake tafiya da zamani ko kuma ci gaba, daga lokacin da aka ce wani abu ya zo sabo, to wannan abin sabo yana zuwa da abubuwa masu kyau da kuma marasa kyau. So kamar ci gaba da aka samu harkar communication, harkar samun sadarwa kenan ko harkar waya, ta zo da abubuwa masu alkhairi. Misali ta canja yanayin abin da mutane wajen communication ko kuma yadda mutane za su yi mu'amala, wanda in za ka nemi mutum ba sai ka je inda yake ba. Kaga kamar wannan wani bangare ne na abu alkhairi. To kuma sai ta kawo laifuffuka.
Many possible ways of snatching, and of course security agencies on top of their game to stop the menace. But to the international scene, 5 United Nations employees have been abducted by unknown armed men in southern Yemen while returning to Aden after a field mission. Spokesman for the top UN official in Yemen, Russell Chiki, said the staff were abducted on Friday in the Abiyan Governorate. He said the United Nations is in close contact with the authorities to rescue the release. Yemen's internationally recognized government, which is based in South Yemen, said on Saturday that it is working to safely free the workers with the UN Department of Security. Abductions are frequent in Yemen, where armed tribesmen and Al-Qaeda-linked armed fighters take hostages to swap for prisoners or cash. And that brings us to the end of the Trust TV News update at this hour. For more information and updates, join us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching.